Some mornings I wake up and I don't know what day it is anymore, not in a confused way, just in a way where it doesn't really matter. Tuesday feels like Thursday. Saturday feels like Monday, and by the time I've had my coffee and looked out the window for a while, I realize today feels exactly like yesterday. Not bad, not good either, just the same. My name is Arthur. I'm 80 years old, and I've been thinking a lot lately about what happens when the days start to blur together, when the calendar stops meaning much, when you wake up with nothing pulling you forward and nothing really pulling you back either. I never thought this would be me, but here I am. For most of my life, I didn't have to think about how to fill a day. The day filled itself. There was work. There were deadlines. There were people depending on me to show up, even when I was tired, even when I didn't want to go. I went because that's what you did. And then one day, I retired. And everyone said, "Congratulations." They said I'd earned it. They said I could finally do whatever I wanted. And for a while, that felt good. I slept in. I took my time with breakfast. I didn't set an alarm. I thought, this is it. This is what I worked for. But after a few months, something started to shift. The freedom I thought I wanted started to feel like something else. It started to feel like emptiness because nobody needed me to be anywhere. Nobody was waiting for me. And all that time, I didn't know what to do with it. I'd walk around the house. I'd turn on the TV. I'd make another cup of coffee, even though I didn't really want one, just to have something to do, just to mark the time. And I'd look at the clock, and it would be 10 in the morning, and I'd think, what now? I started noticing it in other people, too. I'd see a man sitting on a bench at the park, same spot, same time, every single day, just sitting, watching, not reading, not talking to anyone, just there. And I'd think, I wonder if his days feel the same, too. One afternoon, I was at the grocery store, and I saw a woman I used to work with years ago. We said hello. We talked for a minute, and then she said something I haven't been able to forget. She said, I used to count down the days till I could retire. Now, I don't even know what day it is half the time. She laughed when she said it, but it wasn't a happy laugh. It was the kind of laugh you give when you don't want to admit something hurts. I didn't know what to say, so I just nodded, because I understood. This isn't about being lazy. It's not about not wanting to do things. It's about losing the structure that used to hold your life together, the rhythm that made you feel like you mattered, like your time mattered. When you work, your day has a shape. You wake up at a certain time, you go somewhere, you do something, you come home, you rest, and the next day you do it again. And even if you didn't love every minute of it, it gave you a place in the world. It gave you a reason to get up. But when that's gone, when there's no schedule, no deadline, no one waiting for you, time doesn't feel the same anymore. It stretches out. It becomes formless. And you start to wonder, what's the point of today if it's just going to be the same as yesterday? I've talked to friends about this. Not all of them feel it. Some of them are fine. They've got hobbies. They've got grandkids. They've got trips planned. And I'm happy for them. I really am. But some of us, we don't have that. Or maybe we do. But it's not enough to fill the space that work used to fill. And we don't talk about it much. because it sounds ungrateful. It sounds like complaining, and we don't want to be that person. So we keep quiet. We tell people we're doing fine. We say retirement is great. We say we're enjoying the freedom. But inside, we're just trying to figure out how to make it through another day that feels exactly like the one before. I don't have all the answers. I'm still figuring this out myself. But I've learned a few things along the way. The first thing is, you can't wait for the day to fill itself. It won't. You have to give it shape. Even a small shape. Even something simple. For me, that's meant finding a routine again. Not the old routine, but a new one. Something that gives the day a beginning, a middle, and an end. I started walking in the mornings, same time, same path. And at first, it felt pointless. But after a while, it became something I looked forward to. Not because the walk itself was exciting, but because it was mine. It was something I chose, something I showed up for, and that made the day feel a little less empty. The second thing is, meaning doesn't always come from big things. It comes from small things, too, from noticing things, from being present for things. I started paying attention to the people I see on my walks. The woman who walks her dog every morning. The man who sits on his porch with his coffee. I don't know their names. I've never talked to most of them. But I see them, and they see me. And there's something grounding about that. Something real. The third thing is, it's okay to admit that this is hard. That retirement isn't what you thought it would be. That you miss having a reason to wake up. That the days feel long and empty sometimes. You're not weak for feeling that. You're not broken. You're just human. And you're adjusting to a life that looks completely different from the one you lived for 50 years. That takes time. And it's okay if you haven't figured it out yet. I also started doing something I never did before. I started writing things down. Not a journal exactly, just thoughts, memories, things I notice, things I want to remember. And I realized that even on the days that feel the same, something is always a little different. The light comes through the window at a different angle. A bird I haven't seen before shows up at the feeder. A thought comes to me that I haven't had in years. And when I write it down, the day stops feeling so blank. It becomes something, even if it's small. I'm not going to tell you that I've solved this. I haven't. There are still mornings when I wake up and feel that same emptiness, that same sense of, now what? But I've learned to sit with it, to not run from it, to let it be there without letting it take over, because the truth is, life after work is different. It's quieter, it's slower, and it doesn't come with a built-in sense of purpose the way work did. But that doesn't mean it's without meaning. It just means the meaning has to come from somewhere else now, from smaller things, from quieter things, from the parts of life we used to rush past because we were too busy. And maybe that's okay. Maybe the days don't have to be exciting to be worth living. Maybe they just have to be ours. So if you're in that place right now, where the days feel the same, where time feels heavy, where you're not sure what you're doing anymore, I want you to know you're not alone. A lot of us feel this. A lot of us are still figuring it out, and that's okay. Take it slow. Be gentle with yourself. Find one small thing that gives your day a little shape, and start there. That's all you need. Just one small thing. Take care of yourself out there.